What if I told you that the smartest people on the planet are doing something every single day that most people would consider weird, even borderline antisocial? Einstein couldn't tie his own shoes efficiently. Tesla never slept more than 2 hours at a stretch. And one of the highest IQ scores in human history, William James Sidis, could read the New York Times before he turned 2. These people weren't just smart, they were wired differently. And here's the terrifying part. Science is now proving that the gap between them and the rest of us isn't just genetic. It's behavioral. There are specific habits, things done daily, almost obsessively, that separate people with extremely high IQs from everyone else. And most of these habits look absolutely nothing like what your school ever taught you. So if you've ever wondered why some people seem to operate on a different intellectual level entirely, stay with me, because today we're breaking down the 7 habits of people with extremely high IQ, and by the end of this video, you'll never look at intelligence the same way again. Habit 1. Here's something that'll shock you. Highly intelligent people talk to themselves, not just in their heads, out loud. Researchers at Bangor University found that self-directed speech dramatically improves cognitive performance, focus, and problem-solving. When you verbalize a problem, your brain is forced to organize fragmented thoughts into structured language, which reveals gaps in your thinking instantly. High IQ individuals don't do this because they're eccentric. They do it because they've discovered, consciously or not, that their brain performs better when it has to explain itself. Takeaway: next time you're stuck on a problem, say it out loud. Your IQ isn't fixed, but your habits can make it feel like it is. Habit 2. Highly intelligent people read relentlessly, but not the way most people imagine. They don't read to relax. They read to challenge themselves. They deliberately choose books and articles that make them uncomfortable, material outside their expertise, in fields they know nothing about. This is called cross-domain reading, and it's a cognitive workout unlike anything else. When your brain connects a concept from neuroscience to economics, or links a philosophy principle to a coding problem, that's called associative thinking, and that's the very thing that produces genius-level breakthroughs. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science through books. Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day. These aren't coincidences. They're patterns. Habit 3. This one destroys the "sleep is for the weak" myth completely. People with extremely high IQs are obsessive about sleep quality. Why? Because memory consolidation, the process where your brain locks in what you've learned, happens almost entirely during deep sleep. No sleep, no retention, no intelligence. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that sleep deprivation reduces cognitive performance to the equivalent of being legally drunk. Yet highly intelligent people treat sleep not as downtime, but as active brain optimization. Many of them also nap strategically. Short 20-minute naps have been shown to boost alertness, creative thinking, and problem-solving. The exact cognitive tools a high IQ mind depends on. Habit 4. In a world addicted to noise, high IQ individuals are suspicious of it. Research from the University of Florida found that solitude and silence trigger the brain's default mode network, the system responsible for self-reflection, creative ideation, and deep thinking. This is why the most profound ideas in history were born in quiet rooms, not crowded offices. Highly intelligent people deliberately carve out silence every day. They sit with their thoughts. They resist the urge to fill every moment with podcasts, music, or social media. They think, and they do it without interruption. This isn't introversion. It's disc-I-pline. Habit 5. Most people accept the world as they find it. High IQ individuals can't help but interrogate it. They ask why compulsively. Why does this system work this way? What assumption am I making right now that might be wrong? What would have to be true for the opposite to be correct? This habit, called intellectual humility, is one of the strongest predictors of intelligence identified in psychological research. The smartest people in any room are usually the ones most willing to say, "I might be wrong." This is deeply counterintuitive. We associate intelligence with confidence and certainty. But in reality, the more someone knows, the more acutely aware they are of how much they don't know. Habit 6. Here's where it gets really interesting. High IQ individuals don't just accept failure, they study it. After making a mistake, they conduct a mental post-mortem. What happened? What was my assumption? Where did my reasoning break down? This isn't self-punishment. It's error analysis. The same process engineers use when a bridge collapses or a spacecraft fails. They treat every failure as a data point, not a verdict on their worth. Psychologist Carol Dweck calls this a growth mindset, and her research at Stanford shows it's one of the most reliable separators between high and average performers. Intelligence, it turns out, isn't about never failing. It's about what you do the moment after you do. Habit 7. Last but most powerful. People with extremely high IQs treat their mental energy like currency. They spend it carefully and refuse to waste it on decisions that don't matter. You've probably heard that Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day, or that Mark Zuckerberg does the same. This isn't quirky minimalism, it's cognitive load management. Every trivial decision you make burns through mental bandwidth that could be used for deep thinking. Highly intelligent people set firm boundaries, automate low-stakes decisions, and build routines that eliminate unnecessary mental friction. They're not lazy, they're strategic. They understand that the brain's capacity for complex thought isn't infinite, so they guard it fiercely. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. IQ isn't just what you're born with. It's what you build. The habits we just covered aren't inherited. They're chosen. You don't have to be Einstein to think like one. You just have to start acting like someone who takes their mind seriously. So, which of these 7 habits are you starting today? Drop it in the comments right now. I read every single one. And if you found this valuable, hit that subscribe button, because I drop content like this every week that will genuinely change how you think. See you in the next one.